So now we'll talk about how to sign up for this exam and how we're going to study for it. So signing up for the FE exam is a relatively long process. You'll want to begin registering about 4 to 5 months before the actual exam is scheduled. This is just because there will be a lot of engineering graduates that are trying to take this exam, and there is a limited amount of seats, and so it will be first come, first serve when it comes to signing up for the FE exam. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to NCEES's website. They're the ones that put the FE exam together, and they give the FE exam. And so anything that you would need to know about the FE exam, you can find on their website, such as any type of question that you would see in your discipline of the exam, as well as the pass rates that we looked at earlier. And also you will register and sign up directly through their website. So after you reserve your seat through their website, you're going to schedule your exam at a testing location, obviously that's most convenient for you. After you schedule that exam, an email will be sent to you about 2 to 3 weeks later with an exam authorization notice. With this exam authorization notice, you're going to print it off and bring it with you to the exam, and also bring a government issued ID. With these two things, they'll let you in to the exam. Also, whenever you sign up for the exam through NCEES, they will charge a $175 exam fee as well, so be aware of that. So now studying for the FE exam, one of the biggest helpful tips would be to treat it like it's its own course. So thinking about your hardest class that you're taking, you're going to want to spend as much time, if not more time, studying for this exam than you would for that hard class. This is just because there's going to be a lot of information that maybe you haven't come encounter with since the first couple years of your college career. And so you're going to want to refamiliarize yourself with this type of content. Also, there is a reference handbook that is supplied by the FE exam. You're going to want to know the ins and outs of this handbook, because you don't want to be in the exam searching through the handbook looking for information that you need to find beforehand. This way you can spend the exam time focusing on the questions instead of wasting that time flipping through the handbook looking for that information. Also, NCEES does offer online practice exams through their website for $32. So you'll be able to not only practice the content that you'll come encounter with during the exam, but you'll also be able to know what type of questions will be asked, and also how these questions will be worded on the exam. Also, OSU offers review sessions twice a week throughout the semester. Obviously not this semester, but normally they do offer twice a week review sessions. And basically they're going to help you go over some of the questions that you might see in your discipline. It's basically like an SI session. I definitely used that throughout chemistry last semester and it helped me a lot. So definitely attend the review sessions, because they'll be able to help you know what type of content to see, as well as just seeing the different types of solutions that you'll come encounter with during the exam. So now we'll look at why we want to go out and take the FE exam. So besides the benefit of obviously becoming much more valuable to employers, you also have the ability to change up your career at any time. And also you have more opportunity to go higher up in the company faster. You also, one thing that really jumps off the page is that you do tend to earn a higher salary as a licensed professional engineer. So it's almost like an incentive for a lot of engineering graduates to look ahead and be like, I can go and earn this license, so that I need to take this first step of passing that FE exam. Also, one benefit that can boost your career and boost your name as an engineer is you're authorized to prepare, sign, seal, and submit engineering plans and drawings. These plans and drawings will obviously have your name on it, and so these professional plans will be able to, you'll be associated with these plans, and it'll be that's how it will boost your career. So now we'll look at a step-by-step guide on how to become a licensed professional engineer. So the first step, obviously, is we're going to pass the FE exam. After you pass the FE exam, you're marked as an engineering intern. As an engineering intern, you're going to work for 4 years in your engineering field. After you gain those 4 years of work experience, you're going to go and take the Principles and Practice of Engineering exam, also known as the PE exam. After you pass this exam, you do officially become a licensed professional engineer. There are some cases where you will have to work more, but typically you do become a licensed professional engineer after passing the PE exam. So now we'll kind of dive deeper into the benefit of having these different directions that you can take your career. One example is that you're able to become a consulting engineer or a private practitioner. This is essentially that manager type position that we talked about earlier. It's basically an engineer looking over other engineers. And so you do have to be licensed to be a consulting engineer or a private practitioner. Also, if you wanted to work for the federal or the state government as an engineer, obviously it depends on what state you're working in, but these engineers are often required to be licensed as well. Also, if you wanted to teach engineering education at, say, like a university, many of these educators are required to be licensed as well. So these are just a few directions that you are able to take your career once you go out and get that license. So all of these benefits are essentially incentives for going out and passing that FE exam right out of college. Because if you wait a couple years after you graduate to take the FE exam, it will be a lot more difficult because that information will slip your brain and you will have to refresh yourself on all of the content throughout the exam. And so just looking at all of the benefits that you will get by becoming licensed, it's almost treated like an incentive to go out and take that first step and pass the FE exam.